Well, a number of promises coming from Johannesburg Mayor Phalatse today. She delivered her maiden State of the City address. Phalatse focused on stabilizing electricity supply, fixing roads and clean water. Govan Whittles following that story for us. He joins us now live. So, Govan, we've heard lots of promises before. So what's the actual plan to deal with power cuts in Joburg?
Well, it looks like the plan is centered on buying electricity elsewhere, and specifically not from Eskom. That's what they intend doing, and they'll host a Energy Indaba in May. This is the multi-party coalition, and at that Energy Indaba, they'll finalize their plans to purchase power from IPPs and other smaller scale generators during times when city power's infrastructure has been stolen and blackouts occur across the city, as we've seen this week, and during times when there's load shedding. The mayor spoke about this, and it was a key highlight of her speech today, responding to the immediate problems that residents are facing. But it should be noted that the initial part of her speech was affected by load shedding in the Braamfontein area, and by the time she wrapped up her speech, residents of Eldorado Park had started blocking roads, protesting over electricity because they've been cut off for about 7 days now. Let's listen to the mayor and her plan to restore stable electricity connections to Johannesburg.
The multi-party government will be hosting an Energy Indaba in the month of May, gathering all relevant and related stakeholders for their collective input into resolving Joburg's energy crisis. And this is a move which will see us introducing an energy mix, partnering with independent power producers and small-scale energy generators, reducing our reliance on Eskom, and ending these rolling blackouts.
That outfit sure is something. So clean water supply and potholes also a major issue for Joburg residents. Are there timelines to actually get all of that sorted?
No specific timelines, but certainly financial commitments announced by the mayor. And some of the phrases she used in her State of the City address were telling of how she views the city and how the multi-party coalition would approach this term in government. They've described Johannesburg as a city in ruins, and they've outlined a planned 2.8 billion rand capital expenditure to repair some of the leaks and the damage to water infrastructure across the city. Then they've bragged about filling about 7,500 potholes in the city of Johannesburg through their partnership with Discovery since they took over. But we spoke to the Transport MMC, who said that there's still at least R1 billion backlog in addressing some of the problems that are on the city's roads. So those are some of their key priorities, and we're expecting to see them roll out some of that money soon.
What are other parties saying in response to the State of the City address?
Well, the ANC specifically said that the mayor's speech was full of nothing, saying that all the promises she announced and plans to fix things in Johannesburg were things that he had originally started. The ANC also lambasting the mayor for not dealing directly with the political turmoil within the city. Right now, we know that there is confrontation between the acting city manager and the head of the Group Forensic Investigative Services, General Shadrack Sibiya, and we know that the city manager and the mayor aren't seeing eye to eye. The ANC's leader in Johannesburg and former mayor, Councillor Murane, said the mayor should have addressed this directly. Let's take a look.
She's just continuing on what we have started. She has never said anything that she has started when she took over office from November, on the 22nd of November 2021. Nothing she has achieved. What is highly disappointing is that the mayor also could not tell us, take us into confidence the issues around the appointment of the city manager. We hadn't had a city manager since she took over. Apparently, the mayoral committee is not agreeing on the appointment. Secondly, the impasse between the city manager and the group forensic investigation head, General Shadrack Sibiya, it's in the open, and she's not taking action. The city is collapsing. Our road infrastructure is collapsing. Half of the city's traffic lights are not working. There are areas that had no electricity for 2 weeks, in particular during the Easter weekend. There are areas that had no water. So the mayor could not take us into confidence on how she's going to raise the money, in particular for infrastructure replacement.
We'll leave it right there. Our reporter Govan Whittles covering that story for us.